I would consider you an expert of what does maybe a healthy hybrid team look like. I've heard you mention 3 best practices. Adopt a one remote, all remote mentality. Make playtime a priority. Take advantage of async.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through each one of those?
So the one remote, all remote might sound a bit weird, but basically what this means is about creating a level playing field. So if you have, even going back to Google in the late 2000s, it'd be pretty common for us to have a meeting room where 8 people are in the meeting room and then 1 person would be on video chat. And the thing is that person is now engaging on a different level. So the 8 people are talking to each other.
The worst for that person. Always.
Exactly. It's worse. There's a bunch of like subverbal cues that people are picking up on, and that person just can't be involved. So if you want to create a more equitable way of collaborating, like what we recommend is as soon as one person's remote, everyone should be going through video chat, ideally in separate rooms. But if you're not in separate rooms, at least be through the same surface. And that just makes it much easier, more easy for everyone to feel involved and included no matter where they are. So that's the one remote, all remote. The playtime one might sound funny and antithetical to a strong work ethic, but there's tons of research that shows that play improves job satisfaction and productivity, and then ultimately output. And again, this comes back to what we were talking about before, psychological safety. And play is basically an easy way to create vulnerability and connection, which is, like I said, the precursor to psychological safety. So play is really about building the team connection, the team trust, and the sense of belonging. And then the third one was async, right?
Yeah, let's take advantage of async.
Yeah, so this will benefit any workforce, but it's even more important when people are remote in different time zones. And all that means is that I think especially coders are more likely to be async anyway, because we do email, we do code reviews are pretty async. Slack is quasi-async. And I think Slack is a bit of a problem because if everything goes through Slack, it's like there's a lot of FOMO and a lot of catching up to do. So be intentional about how you go async. So using Google Docs or Notion, like the async process through these systems of record. And what that means is it gives more time for focus time because you're not always like having to be in meetings or be on Slack. And then it also allows people to stay in the loop, even if they're not there in the moment. So if someone's out of the office or they're remote or they're in a different time zone, you have that written communication to fall back on.